Hey, it's the Mike Rogers Show here with you, Mike Rogers. And if you like this video that we're about to have, click the like and subscribe buttons below. And we've got a very, very, very famous artist lined up for today. They say that overnight success takes 10 years, but singer-songwriter RinRin burst fully formed onto the scene in the summer of 2020 with her debut single, The Game. 20-year-old RinRin from Perth, Australia. RinRin, welcome to the studio. How are you?
Hey, I'm good, thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, that's great. I'm glad you could be here. So,
Yeah.
Wait a minute. You look very, very, very young to me. How old are you? Are you legal to do this?
Yeah. I mean, I get that a lot. Like a lot of people, especially my voice, think I'm like a high schooler kind of age, but I'm actually 21.
Wow. So can you drink alcohol where you live?
Yeah, the legal age here in Australia is 18. Yeah.
18? Where I'm
Yup.
from, it's 21. And here in Japan, I think it's 20.
No, I'm pretty sure it was 21 because when I was in Japan, I was like 18 at that time, and I didn't know about like the legal age there. So
Yeah.
it was disappointing to find out I was underaged in Japan.
So they said you couldn't drink?
Yep.
Really? At a bar? You guys went to a bar or to a izakaya or something like that?
No, we met like some locals and they were like, hey, come to the bar with us. And we're like, yeah, cool. And they're like, wait, how old are you guys? And we're like, oh, we're all 18. And they're like, never mind.
Usually in Japan, your friends will stop you if you're not legal age. And because under Japanese law, they become responsible for you if something happens. But if you usually go into a restaurant or a bar and you're with older people and you order a drink, no one's going to say anything. They just won't. So
That's true.
So anyway, so can you, besides my introduction, RinRin, we'd love to have a introduction of yourself. Tell us everything. Tell us everything and all the great things that you're doing and everything. Just a short introduction.
Everything?
Well, yeah. We'll get into it. I might interrupt you.
Okay, so as you all know, my name is RinRin. My real name is Karen. I'm 21. I was born in the Philippines, moved here when I was 8. I have 2 sisters, an older and a younger, and I went to uni, but I dropped out.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I dropped out twice so I can follow my music career dreams. And
So what university did you go to?
I went to Murdoch University to study computer science. I know, it's so random.
So wait a minute. But you dropped out? I bet your mom and dad were not happy about that at all.
Nah, like my parents are like typical Asian parents, so of course they were hell like shocked about it. So I kind of hid it for a few months. Like,
Wow.
Yeah, I'm in class. Yeah, I'm doing my homework.
So were you living in a dormitory or something like that?
No, I just travel there like 1 hour on the train every day. Not every day, but like 3 times a week.
So when you said you were studying or doing whatever, you were at a coffee shop or something like that?
I mean, they have like a library there, so I would just kind of chill there and like study and stuff. But yeah.
So so you went to college and you dropped out to follow your dream, and then how you had to tell your parents the truth. I mean, eventually you got to tell the truth. So what was the conversation like with your mom and dad, and how pissed off did they get at you?
I mean, wow. That was, how many years ago was that? That was like 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
for a few months,
Mm-hmm.
I pretended I was a college student. Okay. I pretended. And of course I would just get those emails, that would just be like, hey, your grades are concerning, yada yada yada. And because I applied for a student loan, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to stop this, because the longer I'm being a student but not doing anything, the more money I'm wasting. So eventually I grew the balls to tell my parents that I don't want to do school no more. I want to do something else. And of course, they were hell okay. But at the end they were supportive, because what else can they do? They can't really force me to do
Oh, that's
something
right. That's right.
I don't want to do.
Well, RinRin, I went to the university for 6 years.
Oh my God.
I got kicked out of university twice.
What did you do?
Well, I kind of like you. I wouldn't, I studied filmmaking, and I would do that, and I concentrated on those classes. But the other classes that I had to take, it was required classes. God, I hated those. So I wouldn't take them. Then I would get Fs, and then they would kick me out of the university. This is a true story. The first time I got kicked out, they said you have to write a letter asking to be readmitted. Yeah, re-enrolled. And I wrote a letter saying, this is some stupid story yeah, it's been a very difficult year and my grandfather died. Which is not true at all. Not true at all. And I wrote that and sent it in to them, and I was so surprised that they said, okay, you can come back in. And then the next year I did the same thing, and they kicked me out again, and they told me you have to write a letter. And I wrote in the letter, swear to God, this is a true story. I wrote, my grandfather died again.
But this time he actually died.
No, my grandfather died before I was born, I think.
Oh my God.
And so they let me back in, and that's a true story. Anyway, okay, so you told your parents you don't want to be a university student, and what did you tell them you want to do?
I wanted to write music and play for the world.
Really? I
suppose.
You started your band. So how old were you when you became, I don't know, a professional musician? How old were you?
I really don't know, because I started playing in bands since I was 16 or something. And the day I became a professional musician, I guess, is the day I started RinRin, and yeah.
So RinRin started in summer of 2020, right?
Yeah.
So I also heard that a long time ago that you were in a band. Let me read my notes here. You were in a band called Love Me Natalie.
Yep.
So tell us about Love Me Natalie. Was that your first band?
Yeah, it was the first original band that I joined. So those people were actually friends of my dad. They were my kuyas in Tagalog. It's older brothers type of thing, older guy friends. And yeah, I mean, it was nice. It was really exciting for me because I never got to join a band as an official member. So that was the first time gigging and stuff, and yeah, first experience doing all of that. Yeah, it was fun, but short-lived.
Why did that band break up, or what happened with that?
I don't want to be talking shit, but we had this bassist that just has this habit of joining bands and getting up and leaving all of a sudden when it doesn't go anywhere, and he just like kind of island hops from band to band. So like I guess it was destined to end. And for me, I felt like I wanted to do more than just be a guitarist, you know what I mean? Like I wanted more of my input in things and like more of my ideas, because I feel like every time I would like bring an idea up or something, they don't really like get it or they don't vibe with it kind of thing. I just feel like I'm kind of like the black sheep of like the band, especially that I'm the only one who doesn't speak Tagalog. So like they would just converse among themselves and I just feel like left out. So I'm like, nah, I'll do my own thing.
Oh, so since you started doing your own thing, I also read that you've won a lot of awards.
Yeah.
Tell us about the awards. Like just tell us about the really cool ones or the big ones.
So the one that that was last year. It was like the Young Achievers Award. So they would pick like how many people would they pick? Like 20 or 10 young people in like the Filipino community in Perth, and they would like present them on the stage and tell them about their achievements and yada yada yada. And there was this like big party hosted at this like 5-star hotel, so we all had to like dress up and stuff, and yeah, it was really nice, and the food was nice.
So Young Achievers is run by what, the Philippine government or something like that?
Who are they run by? Oh, I forgot.
But you live in Australia, so how did they do that?
I don't know. My dad just applied, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll answer all the questions, yada yada yada, I'll pull up, and then they just said, oh, yeah, you got a place there, and I'm like, wow, okay, cool, and I just pulled up and
wow, okay, cool.
And
win an award. Yeah, great, thanks a lot. I'll show up there sometime whenever I feel like it. You don't call me, I'll call you. So okay, so you won a Young Achievers Award, and what else?
I won semi-finalist in the songwriting competition, international songwriting competition, last year and this year. Yes. I entered which one did I enter? I entered Shadows Acoustic this year, and then last year I entered the game. So yeah.
So
that's nice.
So that's the International Songwriters Award. Is that what that is?
The international.
International
competition. Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Did you get a trophy? Did you get a trophy from those?
No, I just got a wait, is it this? Yeah, I just got a certificate.
Oh, those cheapskates. But that's pretty cool, though.
Yep. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like, feel so special and shit.
So tell us about your music life now. What is the hardest part about? You're no longer a student. You don't, having a student is actually, being a student is actually easy in some ways because you have certain things you have to do. But in the music business, there is no textbook. You got to do this, you got to do that. So what's the hardest part about doing a music life?
Well, actually, since I dropped out of uni, I actually enrolled in another school, doing music production and stuff. So I kind of studied like all that technical side of things, but I found it pretty, I don't know, boring, I would say. The thing that got me, right, was that to pass, I have to write an essay, and 50% of it were like things that, oh, what are the feedback from your peers, yada yada yada. And because like I don't really talk to anyone, and like, yeah, so I thought that was pretty bullshit. And 50% of the content was just YouTube links. So I thought that was pretty bullshit. So yeah, ever since I left, I kind of got like the gist of like, because I'm not really a producer, so like that's why I went there to learn how to produce, because that was the thing I struggled with. So yeah, so I just got the gist of things, and I think the hardest part for me is yeah, learning all that technical stuff, I guess, by myself.
It's kind of strange that you have a class where you're learning technical stuff, but to graduate or whatever, pass to the next level, they make you write a paper. That's kind of strange.
Yep.
That seems.
And they told me, they were like, oh, we don't do paper exams or yada yada yada. You just have to produce things and that's it. And I'm like, then what the fuck is this? The fuck is this essay shit? So yeah.
Yeah, you know, I studied cinema in university days. And like I just said, that was the only thing I studied hard. And at the end of the year, every year, you just had to produce a movie and edit it down, make sure the sound was right, whatever. And that was your end of the year paper or whatever it is. That's all we had to do. We didn't have to write some stupid paper about movies. So okay, you have a new record out that just came out, didn't it?
Yeah.
And then you gave it exclusively to another DJ to play.
Yeah.
So I'm very upset about that. I'm very upset. But tell us about your EP.
My single?
Yeah.
Yes. So my single, Guns and Grenades, is essentially, the song is about a love or a relationship torn by outside conflict. So I kind of that song was actually an assignment at school that I crammed one night. So like, and the lyrics were just sitting on my phone, and I wrote that before like the whole Russia-Ukraine fiasco. So I was like, So yeah.
So you write the lyrics and you compose the melody and everything. Is it by yourself? You do that? You don't work with someone else?
Yeah, like the demo of the song, I guess. Yeah, I'll just write it all at home on my computer by myself and record my shitty demo vocals before I bring it up to the producer to like do it.
So wait, so you recorded on, what's it called, GarageLand or Garage? What's it called? Garage Play?
GarageBand.
GarageBand. Oh.
I recorded on Ableton Live actually, because we were learning how to use that in school. So yeah, I recorded the whole demo on Ableton Live.
So are you good at using Ableton Live now? You can.
I mean, yeah, I'm alright. Like I can do basic things like making the synths, like all the synths in the song. I made those, and yeah, I think I'm okay at it.
Okay, so you just released this record? It's just come out. Actually, you do know that I played it before your exclusive station. Do you know that?
Did you?
Yeah. Don't tell anyone I told you that.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Thank you for that.
So, are you touring now, or what are you doing now? I heard something about some big Australian festival or something like that. You're playing there.
Yes.
Pretty soon, right?
Yes. This September on the 6th. We will be flying to Brisbane to play at the Big Sound. Yeah, and the venues we'll be playing at is Woolly Mammoth and Rick's Backyard And yeah.
Is Rick's Backyard? That's a club. Name of that's not Rick's Backyard, right? That's the name of a club, right?
It's the name of a club. It's not.
Okay, that's good.
Not an actual guy named Rick in his house.
Well, you never know about things from Australia or New Zealand. I'm often confused by the names they use. So it's at Big Sound. You're going to be at Big Sound. Who else is playing?
Let's play the last Martyr. Isn't it? Yeah, to Octavia, and yeah.
Well, you must be the biggest. You must be the top of the bill because you're the only one I've ever heard of.
No, I mean the other bands, they're really cool. Like I look up to them, especially the last Martyr. Yeah.
Okay, so can I ask you about this year?
This year?
What has happened this year? I heard that you were scheduled to open for Alice Cooper, but that got canceled due to the war. You know, the war.
Yeah, that was so sad.
Tell me about that. How did that affect you? That must have been a shock. And then, but what have you been doing to overcome that?
Well, yeah, me and the band were like hella disappointed and sad about it because when I told everyone that we would be playing for Alice Cooper and Vote for My Valentine and stuff, everyone was hell like jumping around the room and excited, and I was like, I almost shed a tear. And then to hear that, like, because of a fucking war, fucking Putin, and yeah, I just felt so angry, I guess.
Lots and lots of concerts were canceled.
Yep.
I know.
People losing money, people losing their minds, and yeah, and I was just.
So, then next year, will you go back to that? Go to Europe? Will you go to Europe next year?
Well, hopefully, if like,
oh yeah,
we're scheduled for another,
if the
I'm
war,
not sure.
If the war ends.
Yeah, like at this point, I'm not really sure what's
yeah,
happening.
Nuclear war is not a good thing for a concert tour. So, okay, I saw Alice Cooper. I think I saw Alice Cooper in 1974. And in my high school, I went to a huge high school. There was like 3,600 students at this high school.
Oh my God.
And I was like one of maybe 3 people who liked Alice Cooper. Everybody thought I was a weirdo and a geek and stuff like that. But so we went to see Alice Cooper at the Forum in Los Angeles. And that was the first concert I've ever been to. So how about you? What is your first concert? Now, you got to tell the truth. It's got to be probably embarrassing, but who was the first concert you went to?
How old was I at the time? I was like 12. I was a 12-year-old. And the first concert I ever went to here in Perth, it was Steve Vai.
Oh, really? Where was that?
Yep. I forgot where it was. That was a long time ago.
Did you go with your dad or your mom or some friend?
Yeah, I went with my dad. Yeah.
He likes Steve Vai?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know the name, but I can't tell you any of his music. I just don't. I'm into indies music. You know what I'm saying? So okay. So how about tell me then, what is in RinRin's future?
What is in RinRin's future?
You've decided to do music for the end of this year and then next year. What do you guys got planned?
Well, after Big Sound, we're planning to just chill with like shows and stuff, so I can focus on writing and really decide what I want to do with RinRin in the future. So like one of the things I've decided was it should be better for me to like move somewhere else, I suppose, like maybe over east for starters, like in Melbourne or something, and maybe like someday in the US or the UK, because the music scene here in Perth is not really as great as overseas, you know?
Yeah, I sometimes see videos on YouTube of like concerts in Australia, and I watch it and I think, is this sound check? There's like nobody there. Because in Japan, if you play a show at like just about any club, they're jam-packed. It looks like London 1977. And it's because there's no seats. They don't use seats here. Everyone has to stand. And so everybody crowds to the front of the stage, you know? So it's really packed. So, okay. So, Rin, we got to hang up this talk for a minute, but until next time. But do you have any advice or wisdom that you can pass on to musicians who are listening to this, and you know, some inspiration or something like that you can pass on to other people who want to follow in your footsteps?
I suppose for musicians, one thing I have to say is don't let people talk you out of doing what you like doing or what you think is best for your art. Like, I get but I get some like criticism of like other people telling me like, oh, what should this type of music sound like, or what you should sound like, what you should do, yada yada yada, what you should, you know, look like or what. And I'm like, just like tell them to like fuck off, you know what I mean? Like, it's your art, it's your craft. So like, yeah, just don't, yeah.
Wow, that's really cool. So, okay, ladies and gentlemen, today's guest was RinRin from Australia. She's playing at Big what? Big
Sound.
Big Sound on September
6th.
See, I got that right. September 6th. So make sure you go and check it out. Will there be a YouTube video for us to watch of that?
I'm not sure, but I'll make sure there will be one.
Okay, great. Thanks. So thanks to RinRin for the interview. Thank you so much, RinRin-san.
Thank you for having me, Mike.
So I want to post your video too. Post your video link. RinRin's video link is going to be down here, and we're going to and also put a link to her. You have a web page or whatever, right?
Yeah, I have a website.
So RinRin's webpage, RinRin's videos, you can check it out right here, down here at the links on the Mike Rogers Show. So thank you so much, RinRin.
Thank you so much.
Okay, you have a good day. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.